Yay, we're live. It says the mic is working, guys. I don't know. But it looks like it's working. I decided that I wanted to do the what to expect this week live. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Okay. I'm here. I'm there. I'm looking everywhere. I decided I wanted to do it live though. And I want to try to do it live as often as I can, really. Because I just want to feel the energy of the live. So I know it's going to take a while for it to like get in the algorithm, for like people to come in, so on and so forth. So even if you catch the playback, drop down in the comments. Okay, act like you were in the live and talk to me. Okay, how are you guys doing? How's it been? I know for a lot of us we're about to end the calendar year, but I have not really considered the new year to be January for a long time, since I've been on like my second spiritual journey. So it's some years, right? So I more so align with that March spring equinox being the actual new year, you know. And I think that just makes more sense, but that's a chat for another time. I also realize I can't put the title of the signs that I'm on. I didn't think about that. So I don't have like a board where I can like put it up and show people where we are. If you guys come into the chat or come into the video as I am, already on a sign or changing signs. So I'll do the timestamps to try to figure that out. Because I'm going live straight from YouTube. So I'm not using OBS like I usually do, where I can do all that and have the charts up. Okay. So still, I would recommend going by your rising sign. You know what? I can check the sound by going on my phone, but still, I would recommend going by your rising sign, because I am going to use that. I'm going to use the astrology for that. So go by your rising sign first, and then however else you go about it. Okay, give me 1 second. It might mess up a little bit. I want to check the audio. Okay, cool. It sounds really good. But tell me if it doesn't otherwise on your side. Please don't forget to hit the like button, okay? Even if you just come in, if you can't stay in the live, hit the like button so you can save it for later, put it in your liked videos, put it in your history, okay? Put it in the algorithm so that it gets out there, because I don't go often live. I don't go live often, okay? So that does help me out, and I really do appreciate that, as I do want to start going live more. Believe it or not, I was getting ready to go live, and because I hadn't done it in so long, and I'm just getting the tabs set up so I can easily go through the astrology, and I was just realizing how much anxiety I really have around it. And I'm just like, wow. And speaking of anxiety around it, right? Like just realizing it, what I also just realized is today Chiron goes direct. So bingo. So it's a lot of triggering that's gonna commence, like that's gonna be, we're gonna feel it. But I feel like Chiron has been retrograde long enough that we have a lot of the tools. Thank you for the like, whoever's in the chat. We have a lot of the tools now to like deal with the triggering. So I'm putting mine out there. It's a little anxious. I was about to go live, like, oh my god, girl, since when? Like, when did you I just didn't. I was not aware of the anxiety, but I'm here. And I knew that I had to do it because we're in the energy where you can't go with what's like been easy all the time, what's been comfortable all the time, right? So we gotta practice what we preach. I got my amethyst here. It's my favorite crystal. I always sleep with the amethyst under my pillow. And I just got this clear quartz from Florida. I went there for the holidays, and I got a clear quartz. I have not had a clear quartz in a while, because you got to connect. You got to connect with the crystals. Okay. So like I said, I can't put the picture up like I usually do. So I am kind of looking off to the side. I have it. Come on, where you at now? Okay, yeah, I have it over here. So I can't put it up like I would usually do, but I am looking at the chart. I'm looking at the astrology. So If I look distracted, I promise I'm not tapped in. I'm locked in. I'm just looking over here. Okay. I'm going to timestamp it afterwards because and that's going to be a minute because it has to process, I think. So I can't just automatically end the live and then timestamp it. It has to like be a minute. All right. I think that's everything. You guys, if you don't know, my email is always in the description box of all the videos for personal readings. And I just kind of have it that way for right now. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with Capricorn. And again, start with your rising sign. I would check by your rising sign first. All right. I am starting with Capricorn. So we're going to have a new moon in Capricorn tomorrow. So I'm live right now. It's the 29th. So we're having it on the 30th. All right. So Capricorn rising, that means it's going to be in your first house. So new you, it's rebirth, right? It's all of that. And it's not a lot going on at the time of the new moon, but like I said, Chiron is direct. So Chiron for you is in your fourth house where the North Node has been. That's Aries for you guys. The North Node has been getting you or trying to get you, I feel, to live a more authentic life, like a life that's more true to you, with the South Node being in your 10th house. 10th house is very public. It's the top of the chart. So I think a life that aligns more with who you are internally, not how you look or what you project externally in the 10th house. Now, if we're talking about this week, specifically Capricorn, there could be some pressures mounting when it comes to shared finances, something that you share with another person, because you have had Mars retrograde in your 8th house of shared resources. And then that's going to go retrograde in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. So I do feel like there could be some type of pressure mounting. And I feel like for you specifically, there could be a choice, right? Like there's pressure mounting because there might be a decision that needs to be made about something. And for some of you, that could involve children. It could involve a romantic partner, someone that you're dating. It could also involve, I'm feeling like for some of you guys, a move. All right. Like there's a decision that you have to make about moving. All right. Your new moon card is be still and listen. Your heart will hear what it needs. That's literally the North Node in your 4th house. Your heart, your truest self, your most private self. All right. Let me get another. I'm getting 2 guiding cards for this reading. I also feel like Capricorn North Node in the 4th house is because, right, it's in Aries. Aries is autonomous. Aries is very independent. Aries is the first zodiac sign. So it's about being able to have sovereignty over your own feelings, like to not be influenced in your decisions about the direction of your life, right? So if you have decisions that are mounting, right, pressure that's mounting to push you to make certain decisions, you really do have to make sure that you're not being influenced by outside and external factors. You know what I'm saying? Like your voice should be the loudest. Your intuition should be the loudest when it comes to your decision making. All right. Let's get your other guiding card. Wants to fall around. Okay, we have Epona here with Earth Magic. Okay. I don't know. I've been saying this for you guys. I don't know if there's a kid in the mix or a new child in the mix or something like that that could take place for you guys. Unexpectedly, though, because you have Uranus in the 5th house. I don't know. For some of you, that makes sense, though, because then that explains pressures mounting around shared finances or resources, because Pluto just went into your 2nd house of resources. All right, you got the Hermit card. What else for Capricorn Spirit? Okay, you have the 7 of Pentacles. That makes sense. What else? The Chariot. All right, that's Cancerian energy. What is the next thing to happen here? Next thing to happen, 2 of Swords. What did I say? Decisions. Decisions. Next thing to happen. Okay, and let me get your guidance. We'll get clarification. if we need, but let's just sit with that energy for a second. The Six of Swords. Oh, okay. And the Five of Wands. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. So again, Capricorn, with seeing all this energy out here, I really do feel like this is about you having like autonomy over your life, over how, you know, how you feel, and possibly who's going with you in this new stage of your life, right? Because the North Node is about to leave your fourth house of like family, home. I'm hearing the words soul family, you know, so there's definitely a decision. Clarify this Two of Swords, please. Two of Swords is clarified by the Five of Swords. Oh my God. And the Ten of Cups. The Five of Swords is about manipulation. It's about betrayal. It's about deceit. It's about dishonesty. So again, for the Five of Swords to be clarifying the Two of Swords, the decision making, you really have to be sure that in 11:11, while I was just looking at the time, you really have to be sure that the decisions that you're making are influenced by your higher self, by your intuition. Okay. Some of you, I know this is getting a little specific, but for some of you, you're moving. This is like a moving away from maybe like a family tradition or the way things have always been done. This is about you starting your own traditions, starting your own family, planting your own seeds, getting out of the family home. It's something like that too. For some of you, it's very like generational. All right. So yeah, let's clarify that Six of Swords is the guidance. It's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You cannot. Oh, okay. Queen of Wands on the bottom. For some of you, okay, because the fourth house is about mothers too. All right. It's a very feminine house because it's ruled by the moon. It's naturally Cancer's house. Some of you, this is a pulling away from like a mother figure. And it doesn't, let me just say, like, it doesn't have to be negative, right? Or like some big falling out. Although I do want to point out Mars and Pluto are coming into their second opposition, which, tempers can flare. But it doesn't have to be that. It can just be like a coming of age thing, just a natural phase of life that has to happen. You have to move away from family. You're getting engaged. You're having a child. It's something like that. But this is a breaking away from tradition. This is about like starting your own thing, going your own way, being influenced by your own self. And as I pull your last card, if we're talking about Chiron there, the wounding, okay, I want you to be aware of the wounding that could come forth now that Chiron is direct. And that wounding for you could be insecurity around making decisions, making your own decisions for the direction of your life. That is how Chiron can come forth, or making you feel insecure about how you actually feel, right? Like questioning your intuition. So just beware of that with Chiron going direct or being direct at the time of this new moon. All right, let's get your wild card. Again, I'm going to timestamp it after. I'm still on Capricorn, guys. I'm still on Capricorn rising sun. Okay, last card for Capricorn. Your last card is your inner, oh my God, your inner voice is not always right. So literally, like, oh my God, that's what I'm talking about. I can't stress it enough. I'm not going to say it a whole lot because I know I sound like a broken record when I keep saying that you really have to know what your intuition sounds like, which is why it's important for you to be sure that if you're going to be influenced, that you have the right influences around you, which are people who are in the position that you see yourself, or that are heading in that direction. So if it's family traditions that no longer serve you, like those are the things that you're having to get away from because they are no longer true to you. All right. So that's what happened, Capricorn. All right. Let's clear this out so we can get to Aquarius. Right. Yeah. Aquarius. I just finished Capricorn, guys. I started with Capricorn because we're in Capricorn season. So I'm going to go to Aquarius. Okay, I did get a message. Okay. All right, give me a sec. Let me change the chart that I'm looking at to Aquarius real quick. Okay, Aquarius. Here we go. All right, so you're having the new moon in your 12th house. It's a house of sleep. It's a house of the subconscious. The past is naturally ruled by Pisces. All right, and Chiron for you is direct in your 3rd house. Okay. The North Node has been in your 3rd house too, Aquarius. So there's been a push. I always find that interesting because the South Node is in your 9th house. So there's been a push, I think, for you to kind of lean away from like these bigger existential concepts about life and to like tame it down. Start doing your own research about things. Start trusting your own mind. Some of you, this might have been a push to be more local, be home more, stay more within your community. Some of you may have made a move from overseas or like an international move back to the States or back to your family or back to like your childhood or a familiar community. Chiron is going direct there in your 3rd house. There could be some insecurity or wounding actually about a community that you've been a part of, or if you belong. Okay, this could also be something that's manifesting between you and siblings, neighbors, an online community. All right, you have your new moon card is every day is a new beginning, Aquarius. Some of you, there could also be Pluto's in your sign now, right? Pluto's in your 1st house. You got Venus in your 1st house, squaring Uranus in your 4th house. Something about who you're becoming or something like that could be shocking to people that have always known you, family, people you would consider close to you in the 4th house. What else for Aquarius? Okay. You have Hathor with soul family. Some of you are spontaneously like breaking away from family. I literally just told Capricorn I was hearing this. This is the card I was seeing in Capricorn's reading, soul family. But see, with the North Node in your 3rd house, that doesn't surprise me because a lot of you have been trying to find community. Okay, some of you, been trying to be a part of a community, integrate into a community, which subsequently means like you may have had to leave another community. Some of you, this is family because you have Uranus in the 4th house and Pluto now in your 1st house. Like over the next 20 years, you're going to be completely different. Clarify their guiding cards, please. Yeah, the 2 of Cups. Every day is a new beginning. You have Hathor out here with soul family, and that was all just clarified by the 2 of Cups. So you guys also, right? The North Node has been in your 3rd house, so it's been really rewiring the way you think. So this new moon in the 12th house is really going to assist with that too, right? Because the 12th house is also a house of the mind, but the subconscious mind and even deeper, like the past. So there are things about the past that are being washed away. Like, I don't know, there's like a clean slate here. Right? Especially that makes sense too if you are integrating or joining a new community or trying to find new community to be a part of. You've had Mercury in your 11th house of friends and networks and community and humanity. 11th house is very public, is very communicative with other people. What else here? What else? Aquarius, this week you have the 6 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Queen of Swords. I just keep hearing, I heard the right people. What's the next thing to happen here this week for Aquarius? You have the Nine of Swords. And what's the guidance? Damn. Cards are just flipping out. The Knight of Wands here. Yeah, you're the one pulling the Uranus energy, I feel. So, Aquarius, this feels like, I don't know, this week you're being pushed in a different direction that I think with this square with Venus squaring Uranus in your 4th house, people's reactions to your moves this week could really surprise you. The anxiety that you create, let me put my phone on silent, the anxiety that you create from the actions that you're taking this week could really surprise you. Clarify the Nine of Swords for Aquarius, please. Thank you. The Seven of Cups. People don't know your next move. People don't understand what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm hearing keep them guessing. So you don't have to clarify for anyone. In fact, your guidance is the Knight of Wands. Keep them guessing. Keep being spontaneous. Keep following that spark. Keep following your heart. Clarify the Knight of Wands here, please. The Magician, because there's magic in that for you, at least. This is your message. So there's magic in that for you. So communicate with the new groups, communicate with the new communities. Don't watch out for imposter syndrome. When you are communicating with these new groups, communities, and networks, don't feel out of place. You know, you would not be there if you were not supposed to. Like, your vibration would not have matched with that environment or this set of people, organization, whatever it is, if you were not supposed to be there. All right. All right. I'm going to end with your wild card. Wild card for Aquarius Spirit. Okay. And you have preparation is always key to success. I don't know why, but I feel like you guys have been preparing for something. And so again, like this week, there could be a chance to go in a different direction. That's going to have some people upset. But I feel like with the North Node in your 3rd house, all of the research that you've been doing, some of you have been taking a course or a class or something like that, 2233 when I said that. All of that I feel like has been preparing you for something. Okay. Now, before I wrap with you guys, I think I touched on it a little bit, but just to reiterate, watch out for the Chiron direct, right? The wounding that could be more prevalent, right? But don't let it stop you. Just be aware, right? With it in your 3rd house, it could really have you possibly doubting the way that you're thinking, but also it could have you, it could bring up a trigger of feeling ostracized, right? But remember, you're creating new community, you're integrating into new networks and new groups. Okay. So just be aware that that feeling of feeling ostracized or something like that could come up. All right. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. I'm going to clear this energy out and we're going to get to Pisces. Let me get a little water. I'm going to Pisces, guys. I cannot put the names and things up on the screen because I'm streaming straight from YouTube. Please hit the like button when you guys come in. I promise I can't see who likes it, you know, so don't be shy. Or when you watch the playback, please hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. All right. All right, Pisces, I have your chart up now. Let's have a look. You are having this in your 11th house as friends, networks, the public, humanity, hopes, dreams, the future. All right. Let's get your new moon card out here. Chiron is also direct at the time of this new moon, and Chiron has been in your 2nd house. Okay. Of personal resources, self-worth. Okay. And so don't be surprised and just be aware that there could be some insecurities that start to come up around personal resources, what you feel like you own, your assets, where you feel like you are in life, okay? In reference to like what you own or what you have, okay? So just be mindful of that. It shouldn't stop you, but just be mindful that that could come up for you because Chiron is now direct. Okay, your new moon card is give your creativity the space it needs to flourish. And they automatically, as soon as I read that card, they pushed me to look at your 5th house, because that's where creativity lies for a lot of us, is the 5th house, which is naturally ruled by Leo, but yours is Cancer. And Mars is about to retrograde back into Cancer, where you might then start to feel some frustration around stifled creativity, not being able to express yourself freely the way you want to. Okay, so be mindful of that. There may be opportunities that arise that come up for you to be able to do that. Take those opportunities. Okay. All right, what else? For Pisceans, you have forgive. Ooh, and you have Pluto. Okay, that just went into your 12th house. I feel like the 12th house is the house of forgiveness. All right, and you have Venus there. Okay, let's talk about that because Venus is going to square your 3rd house with Uranus in it. So there could be something this week prompting you to forgive something, right? Just looking at that aspect, it could be something between siblings, someone in your community. Okay, because the 3rd house can also be your community. It could be online communities as well, right? And remember, Chiron is direct in the 2nd house there. So there could be like some wounds around self-worth, around feeling worthy enough, feeling good enough. Okay, so watch that. Interactions online, watch those triggers, because I guarantee you that those are not the triggers that you will probably face, is not the root of it. Like the trigger goes deeper, and I think that's where Spirit wants you to look. Clarify their guiding cards for Pisces. Okay, we got 2. The 6 of Pentacles, all right, and the Hermit card. 6 of Pentacles and the Hermit card. I feel like there could definitely there's room for new networks here, room for something to, like, I don't know, restart. And it's because of this. The new moon that you're going to have is in the 11th house. That is of your hopes and dreams. So there could be something that is coming back to life for you, Pisces, like something that you want to do, something now that you want to pursue that you used to want to pursue before. It's coming back into your energy, but it is connected to forgiveness. Okay, because holding on to stuff is heavy. So to be able to forgive something or let something go or whatever, get over something, it does lighten us up energetically. What else for Pisces this week? You have the 9 of Swords. They automatically brought me to your 12th house again with that. Okay, you have the Magician here. And you have the Hierophant in reverse. That's literally your 3rd house, where I was just talking about Uranus being there squaring Venus in your 12th house, Pisces. What's the next thing to happen? Let me get a clearer picture. The Ace of Pentacles and the guidance. Okay. That Ace of Pentacles says a lot. The guidance. Okay. The 6 of Wands here with the Tower on the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's a new opportunity. Like there's something fresh starting here. This could even be as simple as a friendship in the 11th house too, right? And then with Mars, because I'm looking ahead too of what is to come, right? Because Mars is going to also go retrograde in your 5th house of friends. So this could be about an old friendship coming back and being able to reconcile, being able to come back together, being able to build that. For others of you, it is that dream coming back. A new seed is being planted in the 11th house. And with the next thing being the Ace of Pentacles, Like it is here, but it comes with something. Like you do have to forgive something, or something has to be let go. Tell me more about the guidance with the Six of Wands, please. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, Temperance. That's healing. That's healing. And Temperance is Sagittarius, and that's your 10th house. For some of you, it could have to do with like career, colleagues. Okay, I'm trying to touch all bases. Yeah, I could see that. Mars retrograde in the 6th house as well, because the 6th house can be work. The 6th house is about things that we do every day, habits, routines. All right, Spirit, clarify the Nine of Swords before I pull their last card. Clarify the Nine of Swords for Pisceans. The Queen of Wands here. That's self-worth. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Got the deck and the Justice card. So yeah, they're I think for you, you need to be confident in who you are right now, Pisces, with Chiron going direct in your 2nd house. Be confident about what you have, about what you've been able to accomplish for yourself up until this point. Because I see a lot of communication happening up in your career house. Mercury was retrograde there, so there could be a lot of thoughts about that. There could be some hard feelings about that, but there are new networks being formed, trust me, with this new moon in Capricorn over the next 6 months in your 11th house. But I'm hearing old baggage, old drama from the past. It has to go. It has to go. Old baggage, any drama with colleagues, any workplace drama, anything like that. Like, it has to go. I don't even want to go into the 2nd house for me. Tell me what Chiron is really doing there for Pisces, please. Give me some more insight into that. The World and the 10 of Swords. Chiron in your 2nd house wants you to truly get over something, okay? And this is in connection to your self-worth or what you have, your assets, your resources. Okay, if it's that you need new friends, new groups and associations who align more with, like, I don't know, what you want in life, who don't make you feel bad about where you are or what you want, who can actually help you get there. But whatever the case, that was very specific. Chiron in the 2nd house really wants you to own your self-worth. Own your self-worth, like really show up that way and really be communicating quite confidently with Mercury up in the top of the sky in the 10th house. All right, let me get the wild card because I can get pretty long-winded. Let's get the wild card. Okay, your wild card, Pisces, says every creative dream needs practical planning. Every creative dream needs practical planning. And what just came to me too intuitively is Chiron in that 2nd house could trigger some things about resources. If you have a new moon in the 11th house, there could be a new dream or hope or something that you would like to realize. And Chiron in that 2nd house could be bringing your attention to resources or something that you need to acquire in order to make that happen. All right. But again, new moon in the 11th house is very supportive of connecting with new people. And I think Mars retrograding your 5th house is that too. Because there could be frustration around certain groups or friends that you're associated with. They don't resonate anymore, or certain dreams and stuff that just don't resonate anymore. So just getting shit out the way that's just not working. It's just not going to work. All right, that's what I have for you, Pisces. Let me go ahead and get Aries up here. Okay, going to Aries, 10th house. I don't know, Aries. This kind of feels like a rebirth. Like it feels like a new moon in your sign just looking at it, because it's happening in your 10th house of career. Your reputation is our most public house because it's at the top of the chart, top of the sky. And then you have Chiron direct in your first house. So, excuse me, and you also have the Venus Uranus square between your 11th and your second house here. So there's definitely a new seed trying to be planted in terms of like how you show up. Like it's almost like, that's why I said it feels like a new moon in your sign, like reintroducing yourself. Some of you, there could have been, I'm speaking to Aries right now, there could have been insecurities like around just who you are in general, even like how you look, because Chiron in the first house, like that's a wounding that is affecting self, like who you are, first house, what's being put out there. But there could be healing with that now. So maybe you are ready. You know, this is in your 10th house. This is very visible in public for you, Aries. So maybe you are ready. Maybe those insecurities now, okay, Mercury has been in your 9th house. Maybe you have found wisdom in those insecurities. Maybe now you can teach people about those insecurities, how to use and master their insecurities as well. Let's get your new moon card out here. And I actually do see that because Venus is in your 11th house of community, right? And Venus is how we relate to one another, our neighbor, our brother, our sister, our friend. And you have Uranus in your second house. I could very much like see you teaching people about self-worth, like about, I don't know, just how to feel good about themselves. Really, you know, you have your new moon card is mark each day's end with gratitude. I really could see you guys becoming a part of like an organization or something bigger than yourself, or becoming like very impactful publicly, becoming a very impactful public figure. Okay, I could see you being like a mentor. Can I get one card, please, for Aries? You have the Mermaid of Lumeria, I believe. Yes, and it says joy. This is just beautiful, right? Because your first card was mark each day's end with gratitude. I'm hearing that song, I got a new attitude. Congratulations, Aries. You just got my first channel song for today. I'm hearing that though. I got a new attitude. And that's what I was saying, Aries. This feels like a new moon in your sign. Like, I don't know, it feels like you're being reborn. And some of you, okay, because you had the North Node in your first house of your sign, the South Node sitting opposite of you is your personal relationships in the 7th house, and Black Moon Lilith there. Some of you are feeling more free because you have detached yourself from such controlling people, okay, or people who just had a bad influence over you. Okay, clarifying your oh my God, where are the words? Where are the words? Clarifying your overall energy is the Page of Cups. Yeah, I'm just feeling like I feel your gratefulness. Like I feel your thankfulness. It's almost like you're thankful to be on the other side of something, whatever that is, whether it's being detached from certain relationships and connections. Like I just feel it. Okay, what else? So look forward to feeling that this week. You have the Ten of Swords. And they will not get that song out of my head. You have the High Priestess in reverse. That's Piscean energy. That's your 12th house, Aries. And you have the King of Wands in reverse. That makes sense. That makes sense. What's the next thing to happen? Let me get the rest of the cards out here. The Five of Swords and the guidance here, please. The guidance is the King of Cups. I really feel like, Aries, you could connect with people this week that really challenge things that you've always believed about life or other people or other communities. Like, I'm hearing wake up call. Like, it's a big aha moment. It's a big wake up call. And in turn, it might make you turn on people in that seventh house who you feel have been controlling or manipulative or overly influencing you to, manipulating you pretty much to do things that they want you to do or go in a direction they would like for you to go in. But the North Node is in your first house, your sign, baby. Like, it is about you. It is about your direction, Aries, and where you would like to go, where you see yourself. Okay, so give me some more clarification on that Five of Swords as the next thing to happen. But with the King of Wands in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, and the Ten of Swords upright, it's like you have an aha moment that, wait a minute, that wasn't my intuition all along. That was so-and-so influencing me, or that was this person, this relationship. There's been heavy influence on your seventh house. I mean, emphasis on your seventh house with the South Node being there. And a lot of those relationships have been hard to break free from. So this immense feeling of joy and freedom that's coming through in your reading, I feel like is well deserved. Clarify the Five of Swords, please. The Five of Cups. Listen, and the Four of Pentacles. So when you do have this realization, try not to beat yourself up over it, because you don't know what you don't know until you know. You know what I'm saying? Some of you could be disappointed in other people, but it's not really serving anything now, right? You have the clarity. You have the clarity now. Ace of Swords, that's the thing that matters. And just leaning into this immense joy, like this freedom that's going to be coming through this week. Clarify the King of Cups. The Moon. Those are two emotional cards in the Eight of Cups here. If you need to take time, that's what I'm seeing with that. If you need to take time, if you need some solitude, if you need time to process, go ahead and do that, so that you're not impulsive, so that you're not driven by fleeting emotions of missing people and this and that. Take your time. Eight of Cups. These are all very emotional cards. The Moon, the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? If you need some time to yourself, some time to process, do that. But don't act on fleeting emotions. You know how you feel like you miss somebody that was toxic? Then you go back and you remember why you had love? Exactly. All right, let's get your wild card. Your inner voice is not always right. Literally, who else got this? I think it was Capricorn, and it was like that same theme of realizing the thing you thought was your intuition was not. It was somebody's influence over you. It was somebody else's indoctrination over you that you mistook for your influence. That you mistook for your intuition and have been for a very long time. All right, that's what I have for you, Aries. I appreciate you. I pray these messages find you well, help, and heal. Let's get to Taurus. Guys, please hit the like button if you come in. I can't see who likes it, so it helps. I appreciate that. There's been a few in and out, so please make sure you hit the like button, guys. It costs nothing. It really doesn't. Okay, let's get to Taurus. Let me get your chart up so I can look at it. I can't put it on the screen because I'm streaming straight from YouTube, and I'm not that tech savvy to have figured that out yet. All right, let me gather a little bit while I look at Taurus's chart. Light an incense. All right, Taurus, you're going to be having this in your ninth house. That's higher education. That's the God house. It's naturally ruled by Sagittarius. So it's the house of wisdom. It's the existential life. The existential house, right? It's the house of like, what is life? What does this mean? What is the deeper meaning? Why is this happening to me? Is that it's the house of the higher self. Okay, so there could be literally a new philosophy on life that you're adapting, a new way of looking at life. It could be, I don't like to say religion. I think the ninth house more so is philosophy, spirituality, but it can be religion. I think ninth and 12th house can be religious. Okay, so it could be something along those lines for you guys as well. Also want to look at Chiron, because Chiron is direct. After a really long time of being retrograde, Chiron is direct now at the time of this new moon. And that's going to be in your 12th house of the subconscious mind, of the past, of addictions, of habits, of self-undoing, right? So what you need to be mindful of, Taurus, are those things coming to the forefront again, being highlighted again. Any addictions, any health habits, any mental health things that we kind of put on the back burner, like those things could be coming up. Okay. And I'm looking at the South Node that has been in your 6th house. So there could be themes of like overworking, something like that. Themes of being too immersed in the earthly plane and not enough in the spiritual plane, not having that healthy balance. So your new moon card is when you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. And now that's interesting because the heart, for me, that's the 4th and 5th house. You have Mars retrograde in your 4th house. So are there frustrations about people not helping, about certain emotions you feel have to stay closeted, or you feel like you can't get them out because Mars in the 4th house could really be repressed emotion? So really be careful of that. Be mindful of that. Especially for you guys, something this could manifest in work. If you feel like you're not being acknowledged, or you feel like you're not getting the help that you need or the acknowledgement that you deserve in work, be mindful of acting impulsively. Okay, I'm looking at this Venus Uranus square for you guys. And you have Dryad out here with protect your energy. Dryad is a tree fairy. Go sit under a tree. If you're at work, the temper starts to flare or something like that, go find a tree. That's your sign right there. Go find a tree, because the Mars Pluto opposition for you guys is going to take place between your career house and your house of home or house of self. Okay, so there could very much so be something outside of yourself that you feel challenges you. Okay. And really frustrates you with Mars retrograde in your 4th house. That's frustration that you feel internally. Privately at that. Privately. It's important. This 4th house is private. Okay, so this is your time. Okay, Spirit is saying this is your time for these triggers that are going to start, coming back, because Chiron is direct in the 12th house. This is your time to speak about them. With Mercury in your 8th house, you're going to have to go there. You're going to have to get deep. Okay? You're going to have to express it. You're going to have those conversations about shared responsibility. Whose responsibility is what? Okay, who's doing this? Who's doing that? Why am I doing the most? Clarify this. Okay, you have Dryad out here with protect your energy, but you have to play an active part in that. Okay, the 5 of Swords out here clarifying those guiding cards with the 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You have got to be able to assert yourself. And that's going to take, when I think about Mercury in the 8th house, I think about things being uncomfortable to talk about, because the 8th house can be taboos. The 8th house gets deep, but it has to be said. Something has to be said. Saturn in your 11th house, responsibility. But who? Like, I feel like there needs to be some delegation here. Remember, you've had this is making sense, y'all. Listen, okay? You have had the South Node in your 6th house, overworking, messing with your daily health, not giving you enough time to focus on your mental health, to get your mental health together. No, ma'am. People have to pick up their slack, but you have to open your mouth. 7 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. I just saw that pair. So yeah, like things getting confused. Whose work is whose? Whose responsibility is whose? Okay. What else can Taurus expect this week? Guys, if you're coming in, please hit the like button. I can't put the chart or the name of the sign that I'm on the screen right now because I'm streaming live from YouTube. All right, so you have the Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, the 2 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups here. Yeah. Okay. Because listen, let me just stop right there, because Pluto in your 10th house is trying to grow your career, is trying to totally transform your career. The way that you come off publicly, your reputation, your status, whatever it is, Pluto is trying to give you the thing in your 10th house, but you can't keep putting yourself last or like helping everybody else out and then still being in the same place. Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, betraying yourself. So it's time for you to like protect your energy. Okay, why is this card flipped over? Ace of Pentacles. Okay, what's the next thing to happen here for Taurus this week? What is the next thing to happen? The King of Swords. Ooh, boss moves, I heard. And the 6 of Wands is something's going to put you on Front Street in a good way. All right, what's the guidance, though? We'll come back to that. What's the guidance? The 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, and the 7 of Swords. Okay, Taurus. Okay. Because this week, you're going to have to, I'm hearing like, is you is or is you ain't. This is not a sit on the fence type of week for you. With the King of Swords out here, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. If somebody, so let's just go with that work example. If they're asking you to do it and you know that you're dead tired, that you had other plans, you're going to have to say no. Spirit is asking you to get off the fence. So complacency is not an option for you this week. This is a very like matter of fact. King of Swords is matter of fact. King of Swords is not on the fence. So that is either you showing up as the King of Swords as the next thing to happen, or that is something or someone prompting you in your life to show up and make a definitive decision about something. Can you do this thing? No, I am tired. No, I had other plans. Or if you can, then I would say your gauge should be, if you say yes to the thing, are you going to be resentful after you do it or while you're doing it? Are you going to be complaining while you're doing it? Like, I'm so tired, I'm overworked. That was your cue then to say no. Okay? And all this energy that I'm seeing right here is leaning towards you saying, no, I'm tired. No, I need to get my rest. No, I can't do that. No is a complete sentence. Okay, let's get your wild card, Taurus. Okay. Oh my God, everybody's getting this. All right, it says your inner voice is not always right. Your inner voice is not always right. I'm just going to chalk this up to what I've been telling y'all. Just because Mercury is direct does not give you permission to start overthinking. Your intuition already had this shit figured out while Mercury was retrograde. Your intuition had it figured out. Now Mercury's direct and you want to overthink about it and think about other people's feelings and how they're going to feel about the decisions you make for your life. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. And so I just feel like Spirit is reiterating that here for you, Taurus. Okay. That is what I have for you guys. I appreciate you. I pray these messages find you well, help, and heal. If you catch the playback, please hit the like button. Okay. It's free. I appreciate that. And I will catch you guys in the next one. We're going to go ahead and head to Gemini. Let me get Gemini on the screen. I need to get some water. All right, Gemini. Like, sip some water. Let's look at yours. Okay, Gemini. So this is happening for you guys in the 8th house. It's a very deep house, right? It's the house of death and rebirth. It's naturally ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is very deep, very existential. For you guys, this could be you planting seeds to have a deeper experience in life, right? You've had the North Node in the 11th house, which could have literally been changing the direction, the course of your life by changing your hopes and dreams and goals, because that is the 11th house, changing your friends, groups, networks, and associations or organizations that you're a part of. Okay. And I feel like this new moon in the 8th house is going to help with that. The 8th house is also a financial house because it's the house of shared resources and finances. So for some of you, this could have to do with like a contract or something like that as well. All right, let's start shuffling for your new moon card. You have Venus in your 9th house, and it's going to be squaring or is squaring Uranus in your 12th house. So there could be differences with you and people of other cultures, people from different backgrounds or different walks of life. Some people could think that your way of thinking is very out there or different, or you could think that about other people. There could be like a learning gap between you and others, or like a cultural gap between you and others. Okay, your new moon card is when you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. Mercury for you, that's interesting because Mercury for you is in your 7th house, Gemini, of one-on-one relationships, close relationships, personal relationships. Okay. And there could be something that you've been trying to expand. Jupiter has been in your 1st house. Mars is in your 3rd house retrograde. That's community, that's network. So maybe there is some frustration about support from networks, from communities that you are a part of. And then you have Pluto going to be opposing that Mars from your 9th house, again, of those foreign shores, other cultures, international things, right? So maybe your support is coming from places you may have never thought, or okay. You have Apollo with divine messages. First time I'm seeing this. So there could be some information coming through other people. Again, Mercury is in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, right? And again, Venus, you're relating to people in different ways, people who are not like you in the 9th house. I'm hearing learning curve. So there could be a learning curve that you're going through, especially Mars retrograde in the 3rd house. There could be something that maybe you feel frustrated about not being able to understand. And perhaps this new moon in the 8th house will give you a deeper understanding of something from a more spiritual perspective. You do have Apollo out here with divine messages. You also have the 2 of Cups out here, okay, clarifying these guiding cards. For some of you, this could be a learning curve of cultural difference between you and a romantic partner, or you and somebody that you are dating. For some of you, like, it's so much coming through for this one. For some of you, this could be a cultural difference, a learning curve between somebody that you met online dating. Okay. And I'm really just hearing like be open to learn. Okay, you've had the South Node in your 5th house. Yeah, and I feel like some of you are coming into new groups. A lot of you are coming of age. You are maturing. And Saturn's been in your 10th house. So I think that can be kind of harsh sometimes, because I think that some of you it's like you can get reprimanded or disciplined, if that's the right word, publicly, right? With Saturn in the 10th house. It's like everybody sees it type of thing, All right, what else is out here? Can they expect this week I'm on Gemini, guys. Please hit the like button if you come in. I appreciate you. All right, you got the 7 of Cups. What else? You have 4 of Swords. Okay. You have the Hangman's Pisces. What's the next thing to happen here for Gemini? Next thing. The Four of Cups, some detachment. What's the guidance? Guidance is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so that detachment, that Four of Cups brings me to your second house, because the Four of Cups is Cancerian energy. So that brings me to your second house, Gemini, where Mars is going to retrograde back into Cancer, back into your house of self-worth. So when we talk about aligning with the right people, I feel like this Mars retrograde is going to help everyone. Right? If you have a new moon in your 8th house, you're trying to culminate or cultivate a deeper, more spiritual life experience, then Mars retrograde in your 2nd house, I think, will also help you understand or get a better understanding of what you actually value as far as assets, things, yourself. Do you really value yourself and what you bring to the table, And I'm going to say for some of you too, like if this is a cultural thing, like a cultural difference between you and other people, I think it's really going to be brought to your attention that, certain things just don't matter to other people. Certain things just don't matter. In their culture, like they don't care about that, or in your culture, like, and I think that is a good wake-up call. I think that's a good thing. I think that that's a good thing. So allow this new moon in Capricorn to like really immerse you into life, immerse you into a spiritual experience, which a lot of you could have over the next 6 months, a very, very deep spiritual experience. What's their wild card, Spirit? And you have the Eight of Cups here as your guidance. So allow yourself to walk away from things. Like the Eight of Cups is, I think it's important to note that the cups are still standing in the Eight of Cups. This is something that you invested in up to a certain point, but you allow yourself to walk away from things. You know what I'm saying? We have to allow ourselves to walk away from things, viewpoints, stances that we used to take that just they don't align anymore. So we can't be so caught in our ego to not allow ourselves to walk away from stuff that just doesn't serve us anymore. Your last card is press pause to reflect on what you have learned, because you will learn a lot with this new moon in Capricorn. Allow yourself to be taught. Didn't I say the number one word I kept using throughout this reading was learning curve? There's a learning curve here, Gemini. Okay, and we end with press pause to reflect on what you have learned. All right, that's what I have for you, Gemini. I love you. I pray these messages find you well, helping heal. If you catch the playback, please do hit the like button. All right, I appreciate you guys. And I will catch you in the next one. We're going to go ahead and get Cancerians up. Let me go ahead and change the chart where I can see it. Okay, I have the chart up here for Cancerians. Let me get a sip of water, please. 7th house, Cancerians. Ooh, okay. Let's get into it, Cancerians. I just got so many downloads for you guys. So this is happening. This new moon in Capricorn is happening in your 7th house. It is your opposite sign. It sits opposite you. And your 7th house is, well, everybody's 7th house is one-on-one relationships, but yours is in Capricorn. So you're getting this new seed planted there. This new moon seed planted in your 7th house. Now, the same time, Chiron is now direct at the time of this new moon. Chiron is in your 10th house. So the triggering that could come back, that could be starting to feeling like it's rearing its ugly head again, has to do with how you are seen, your reputation, your status, your position and career. Okay. The image that people see of you, the personality that people experience of you publicly. So that is where the wounding is for you with Chiron going direct. There's insecurity around that. And that stems from the 4th house. Well, how do you feel about yourself? South Node there, Black Moon Lilith there. But let's talk about the 7th house. You're having a new moon in your relationship. So this is obviously important. Okay, to Chiron being direct, this Venus-Uranus square, which we're going to talk about as well. Okay, let's talk about that. Venus in your 8th house, the way that you're relating to people is deeper. Okay, it's more spiritual. You're willing to go there. Maybe you're having deeper conversations. The 8th house is also the house of sex as well, of intimacy. With Uranus in your 11th house, squaring Venus, honestly, there could be encounters that you have with other people that I got intuitively that can make you aware of what you're missing in some of your relationships, your one-on-one relationships. And I feel like this new moon in Capricorn is allowing you to kind of see that or remove the blockage there and plant a new seed. Like, damn, you know what? Like connecting with so-and-so and seeing how they are with their partner. You know what? I can bring that here or something like that, you know? New moon in the 7th house, there's definitely something new or changing about your personal relationships. That's just on period. Now, for some of you, it could also be a contract because the 7th house is one-on-one contracts. Okay, your new moon card, old habits that no longer serve need reviewing. That's that. And if we want to talk about old habits, that's going to point us to your 4th house where the South Node is. Well, how do you feel about self? Do you beat yourself up? Do you self-deprecate? Right? Because what Spirit is giving me is somebody that shoots themselves down before they feel like the world has the chance to shoot them down. And I feel like that's what you've been going through with that North Node, South Node between your 4th and 10th houses. Do you try to shoot yourself down before you think other people will? That's a wound that was created at some point in your life. And that's where you have to go back to. Where was it first created? Who did that? Who shot you down like that? And are there any relationships that are still in your life that shoot you down like that? Look at that. Hathor, soul family. That's 4th house again. But the South Node is there. Black Moon Lilith is there. Are you around the right people? Do they make you feel safe to be yourself? Where you're going to be meeting some people who do just that. You're going to be connecting with some people who do just that, who make you feel safe, who make you feel confident in self. But that, I mean, you know, we know that can't just come from other people. It has to start with you because you will attract the right people who will then reflect back to you how you feel about yourself. You know? Okay. And you've had Mars retrograde in your 2nd house. So that does, I'm not going to say that doesn't help, but it is bringing your attention to how you feel about yourself. Mars retrograde in the 2nd house. How angry are you about what you have or what you feel like you don't have or where you feel like you should be in life? Are you letting that dictate your self-worth? Are you letting other people let that dictate your self-worth or how they treat you? Okay, clarify their guiding cards, please. You have the Queen of Pentacles clarifying your guiding cards, which were Hathor with soul family and old habits that no longer serve need reviewing. You need to give more to self. And perhaps this seed that you're planting in the 7th house is bringing in relationships that give more to you as well. Again, that make you feel safe. That make you feel safe enough to be your authentic self. That don't you shoot you down, because essentially South Node in the 4th house, like that's what is shooting yourself down. What else for Cancerians this week? The 2 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hierophant. What's the next thing to happen here? Woo! Okay, Page of Wands in reverse. I'll talk about that. And what's the guidance here for my Cancerian spirit? What's the guidance? It is the 7 of Wands. I like that for you. Queen of Swords. Stop letting them talk crazy. I like that for you. Mercury in your 6th house has, and it was retrograde, is now forward. You could have really been witnessing how people communicate with you in your daily life. And with Mars again retrograde in your second house, I don't feel like you liked some of it. So again, all this works together. What image are we putting out there? How are we projecting ourselves out? What signal are we giving off? That's just really what it is, because really we're just a bunch of signals being shown. Like on the vibrational frequency, we are just a signal being shown. So what signal are you giving off? Is it vibing up here or is it vibing down here? What's the clarify the Page of Wands in reverse for my Cancerians? You have Judgment here. I think the people that you're going to be connecting with, they're going to make you feel so free to express yourself that you're going to be like, why can't I express myself like this in my personal relationships and my romantic relationship? It's really going to make you question things. And I think that's purposeful, because it might make you be more assertive. Or if you feel like these people are not treating you the way that you need to based off of other interactions that you've been having, 1-11-11 while I'm saying this, then you'll pull your energy back. 6 of Swords, as you should. Okay, Ace of Pentacles to let people know I'm a prize. I am a prize, honey. And I expect to be treated like that. But you have to treat yourself like that. So you really have to believe that about yourself. Okay. Let's get your wild card. Wild card for my Cancerians. Let's get one, please, Spirit. Okay. You've got press pause to reflect on what you've learned. They automatically bring me to Mercury. So what has Mercury taught you about the way these relationships communicate with you, Cancerians? Really think about that, because this week I think is going to be made very clear, and you might be in a position to really assert yourself, to really speak up and say something about it. And that's to help your self-worth. That's Mars retrograde in the 2nd house. That's Mercury in the 6th house now direct after gathering all this information, and Jupiter helping it out from the 12th house. All right, that's what I have for you. I appreciate you guys. When you guys catch the playback, please do me a favor and hit the like button, guys. It is free. Okay, it is free. Please. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on to Leo. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Put it in your liked videos. Save it in your history. Okay? It's free to hit the like button, and I appreciate it. I'm moving to Leo. Okay, Leo, you're going to be having this in your 6th house. This is like a new habit, a new routine, a new health regimen, a new bed. A new way of like doing your everyday life, Leo. Let's look at Chiron for you, because Chiron is direct at the time of this new moon as well. Chiron is going to be direct in your 9th house. Okay. For you guys, that wounding can manifest as an insecurity about the direction of your life, or the philosophy for your life, or I don't know, your religion or your spirituality, or something that governs your take on life, like how you do life, how you view life, your connection to God, your spirituality. You have Venus. Okay, that's interesting for you. You have Venus in the 7th house squaring Uranus in the 10th house. So that's definitely something dealing with other people for you, especially Venus there. Venus is our relation to other people, but it's in your 7th house of other people, one-on-one relationships. And then the 10th house where Uranus is a very public house. So there could be like a public dispute between you and like a client, or you and somebody that you work with, you and someone that you share a contract with. Mars retrograde has been in your 1st house. Perhaps you have been kind of biting your tongue a little bit, I would say, holding back a little bit. But that could really come to a head once we get to this Mars-Pluto opposition on the 3rd. Okay, this says mark each day's end with gratitude. And literally, you're about to have a new moon in your 6th house. That is every day. The 6th house is the everyday. And you have mark each day's end with gratitude. So that is something that maybe needs to be implemented, or continue to do that in your everyday life. Like, continue to find things to be grateful, to be thankful about, to, you know, just take a moment. Take a moment. In the hustle and bustle of life, take a moment. And honestly, you had Pluto just left your 6th house of Capricorn. So there could have been a lot of things that you overcame in that 6th house. Health things, life or death situations in your everyday life. So you do have a lot to be grateful for. There could also be wounding surrounding feeling like you belong in certain communities, especially if these communities are different from you, if they're like overseas or foreign, or there's a cultural difference with the North Node and Chiron in your 9th house. Okay, you have Hotep with visionary, and I've been talking to Leos about your vision, and other people maybe not getting it, but that doesn't mean that you should dumb it down. Okay, South Node in the 3rd house, Black Moon Lilith in the 3rd house. Do not do that. Now, with Mercury in your 5th house, you might be finding more creative ways to express yourself, to get people to get on board. You have the Tower here, clarifying all of your guiding cards. That's deep. The Tower. Yeah, I'm telling you, there could be something publicly. I'm hearing public disgrace. Okay, with Venus squaring Uranus between the 7th and 10th house, there could be like a scorned person that you had a contract. I don't know. There could be something like that. Or you could be the unexpected person, like putting something on Front Street, or okay. What else for Leo? You have the 6 of Swords. You have the Page of Cups in reverse. Ooh, and you have the Strength card, your own energy. That's Leo energy. What is the next thing to happen here? The Ace of Swords. Ooh, and the Guidance. The High Priestess. Through everything that is about to happen, you need to still go with your intuition. Now, somebody could really expose themselves. Like somebody that you thought was close to you could really expose themselves. Page of Cups in reverse, 6 of Swords. You might have to part ways with that person. Some true feelings could come out about them, how they feel about you. Or Leo, you could have some true feelings that manifest about somebody that surprised the hell out of you, as well as that person. But the Ace of Swords here as the next thing to happen, like you gonna know who really with you. Okay, you're gonna know who's really with you and who's coming along for this new experience of life with this new moon in the 6th house. But this Mars Pluto opposition that you're about to come into, like it's gonna become a lot clearer, right? Because that's happening between, that's the 1st degree. That's gonna happen at the 1st degree of Leo and the 1st degree of Aquarius. That's your 1st and 7th houses. The house of you, that's your 1st house, and the 7th house, your one-on-one relationships. You gonna know who with you and who not. Okay, it's gonna be clear. The tension is going to be evident. All right, so clarify the High Priestess as their guidance, please. I'm hearing all hell, okay? And the Tower was there. The Magician on the bottom of, the Magician reverse, clarifying the High Priestess as your guidance. That, my friend, in the 8 of Swords is a liar. That is a liar. a manipulator, or somebody who says something that they didn't mean, or said they were going to do something, they did not do it. Or they were going to do this, but they did that. Go with that. So I think what you need to lean into this week is when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. All right. That's what I have for you, Leo. Oh, let me get your wild card. That's not what I have for you. I want to get your wild card. You have park your negative thoughts and work only with the positive. That's it. Intuition is up right here. That's it. You know that they were lying. You knew that something was going to come to this. That's it. You get your confirmation this week. Roll with it. All right. That is what I have for you, Leo. I appreciate you. I love you. I pray these messages find you well, help and heal. If you are catching the playback, please do your girl a favor and hit the like button. Okay. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay. Let's get to Virgo. Let me change the chart around. Okay. All right, Virgo. The new moon in Capricorn is going to be happening in the 5th house for you guys. It's a house of friends. It's a house of self-expression, dating, can be sex, like casual sex, children, play, childhood, your inner child. Okay, so that's nice. I feel like that's really fresh. Like that feels very fresh. Feels like spring, which is interesting. Okay. So something could really blossom for you in the spring that starts now with this new seed being planted in Capricorn. Now you have Chiron going direct in your 8th house. That can get a little tricky, okay? Because the 8th house is very deep. The 8th house can get uncomfortable. It's intimate, it's just mushy, it's close. So with Chiron there, Virgo, what I need you to be mindful of is that the triggering that you could start to feel, and it will feel familiar. It's a familiar triggering because Chiron has been there. It's just been retrograde. Is things surrounding closeness, surrounding intimacy, surrounding shared resources. Okay, there could be some triggering or wounding that comes up around that. Fear of getting close to people, fear of intimacy, fear of talking about certain topics and things, right? Mercury has been in your 4th house of expressing your truest self from your heart. 4th house is your truest self. It is your most private self. Mercury has been there for you, Virgo. So you have been really working on really expressing yourself from the heart, saying what you feel, which is helping the North Node in the 8th house. It's helping you have a deeper experience, get closer to people in this lifetime, have deeper intimacy with people, not just surface level connections based off of what you have and what this person has, that South Node 2nd house type of energy. That's how I interpret that. Okay. Mars retrograde in the 12th house for some of you can be manifesting as very intense dreams. I know some Virgo risings that have been experiencing sleep paralysis with that. So let me know if that has happened for you guys. I think that's very interesting. I think that is a sign of some very repressed things coming out. Okay, let's get your new moon card for my Virgo spirit. Okay, it says, look to the natural world for inspiration. That's North Node in the 8th house. South Node in the 2nd house. It's not about what you have. It's not about the things. Okay, it's about a deeper life experience. That's what y'all have been going through. Or that's what life has been trying to steer you. The direction has been trying to steer you in with the North Node in the 8th house. Okay. Also, you have Venus squaring Uranus between your 6th and 9th houses. You can surprise people that you connect with daily, like people that you see on an everyday basis. So that could be family, friends, people you see at school, work. You could be surprising them with your outlook on life, or how that's changing, or your spirituality, or the way you view things. Like they didn't know that about you. Okay, you have forgive here. You have Mars retrograde in your 12th house. So if you are having sleep paralysis or like weird dreams or something, this could be something that you're holding on to that Spirit wants you to let go of. Clarify their guiding cards. Thank you. All right, you got the Three of Wands, Virgo. Look to the natural world for inspiration. That was your first card too. So this is a new moon in your 5th house. If there's a creative project or something like that, you need to be getting outside. You need to be outside more. You need to be doing more things that are fun, more things that cater to your inner child, more things that make you laugh. It's lightening up, because anytime that we see forgive here, that is a sign to lighten something up. And maybe that's why Mars is retrograde in the 12th house. What is in that subconscious that is like driving our lived experience? What are we holding on to? Is it grudges? Are you still mad at somebody from the past? Is that showing up in your dreams? Is it influencing the way you live your daily life? Has it driven you into a bad habit? Okay. Tell me more about what they can expect this week, please. You have the Temperance card. Come on, healing. Come on, healing. And Temperance, if we want to get even more specific, we know that Sagittarius, that's your 4th house. Mercury has been there, speaking from your heart, communicating from your heart is healing. King of Swords out here. What else? What else for Virgo? And the Ace of Wands. I feel like I have not seen the Ace of Wands all day. So the seed is here for something new and creative to be planted, a creative project. This, and for some of you, this is not new. This is not a new seed. This is replanting of an old dream, of an old creative thing that is coming back into your energy again. To like, because it's more possible now. Certain blockages had to fall off so that you could again start to believe in it. But also you had to get back to a more authentic experience, less superficial. And I'm not calling you out, I'm not saying you're superficial, whatever. I'm just saying aligning with people who are less superficial, who also want a deeper experience. That in turn aligns you more with your creativity, more with your intuition. It opens it up more, because it feels safer now to be expressed versus aligning yourself with people who are fake as hell. That shuts your intuition down. It shuts down your creativity because it does not feel safe around fake ass people. What's the next thing to happen here for Virgo? The King of Pentacles. We like to see it. We love to see it. Stability. We love to see it. What's the guidance here for Virgo this week? The guidance is the Death card. That's Scorpio energy. It's the 3rd house. Communities, a way of thinking. This is letting go. And Scorpio also naturally rules everyone's 8th house. But for you, that's where Aries is. So that's where the North Node is. That's where Chiron is now direct. So this Death card energy is your guidance. So know that these, at the time of this new moon, our triggers are going to be on Front Street again, right? Because Chiron is direct. That's okay though. It was retrograde long enough that we have some type of wisdom to work with these triggers. Yours could be surrounding a deeper, more intimate experience. So do not shy away from getting close to people, from having deep conversations with people, from having uncomfortable conversations. The 8th house is uncomfortable. Is taboo. But you have Mercury in the 4th house that is supporting you of speaking from your heart. You have the new moon happening in your 5th house. It will bring in the right friends to listen, the right romantic partner, whatever that is. All right, let's get your wild card. By the way, guys, I'm on Virgo. I am on Virgo. I can't, because I'm streaming live from YouTube, I just realized as soon as I hit live, I can't put the name on the top of the screen or show y'all the chart, share my screen, but because I usually do it on OBS. So I'll come back and timestamp it after the live has processed. I guess it takes a minute. All right, Virgo, I'm getting your wild card. So you have, come on. You have every creative dream needs practical planning. Literally, you have a new moon in your 5th house. That is the creative house. It's naturally ruled by Leo, the creative, the drama king and queen. Okay, the front and center king and queen, Leo. Every creative dream needs practical planning. And I feel like for you guys, this creative dream is coming back now because you're in position. You're in more of position than you have been. And I think that has to do with how you're connecting with life. How deep are you willing to go? Or are you just trying to scratch the surface? You just trying to live a superficial life, because that's cool too. You got choices. Okay, I love you, Virgo. That's what I have for you. I am going to move on to Libra. By the way, I started with Capricorn, so I'm going to be ending with Sagittarius. I'll come back and timestamp everything once the live has processed. All right, Virgo, I'm off of it. I'm going to get the chart up for Libra. I know y'all can't see the chart, but I am looking at the chart. All right, let me get that up. And I'm going to try, like I said, y'all, I really would like to do the what to expect live. Like I would really love to do them live as much as I can. I be getting so caught up in perfectionism and trying, I don't want interruptions and this and that and this and that. And Spirit is just like, girl, just hit the damn live button. Like, it's just going to be what it's going to be. You feel me? We still going to get these messages and they still going to be heartfelt. All right. So Libra, your new moon in Capricorn is happening in your 4th house. I like that. I love 4th house. I love 4th house energy. But the 4th house is, like I always say, it's our most private house because it sits at the bottom of the chart, and opposite it is the 10th house, which is the top of the chart. It's our most public house. It's seen. People can see it. 4th house is very private. People can't really see that unless you choose to show it. Or express it in some kind of way. So for you guys, this could be, for some of you, planting a seed for a literal new home. 4th house is your home, but it's also your home, like your spiritual, emotional home, your heart, how you feel. So there could be new emotions, a new way of, like, I would say having more control over your emotions, right? You have Capricorn in the 4th house. Right. So this could be a new beginning with that. You're going to have Chiron, who has been retrograde in your 7th house at the time of this new moon, will be direct. He's direct today. Okay. You just check the beginning of the video and you can see how the triggering was coming out for me. and I realized, oh my God, like Chiron is direct. Like I'm feeling the triggers. It's, because it can't be retrograde forever. We have to learn how to overcome our triggers, So for you, Libra, is going direct in your 7th house, which means it's some triggering coming up in your relationships. And with the South Node having been in your 1st house for so long, I really feel like it has a lot to do with people pleasing you. Okay, overly people pleasing. So some triggering coming up with that, some testing around that. Have you learned something about that in the way that you keep self-sacrificing, right? Keep sacrificing yourself to help other people, and then you're behind. Okay, your new moon card. Mark each day's end with gratitude. Mark each day's end with gratitude. Some of you as well with Saturn in the 6th house, I feel like that can be kind of tricky. That can be kind of intense. So some of you could have been dealing with some health things over the past maybe year and a half or so with Saturn there. Okay. You also have Venus in your 5th house, squaring Uranus in your 8th house. Okay. Ooh, okay, there could be some unexpected, deep, and maybe uncomfortable conversations. This could be with friends. This could be with a romantic partner. This could be about sex. This could be with your children, okay, with a child. That child doesn't have to be yours. There could also be something that you confront about your childhood and the way that affects the way you connect with people now, you know? Uranus in the 8th house is really like a wild card. Oshun, sweet success. That's what's up. You've had Mars retrograde in your 11th house. There could be some frustrations as far as I could see that being manifested as like the direction that your life is going. There could be a internal, like, well, what am I doing? Like, okay, my dreams are changing. So then what does that do for me? Like, which way do I go? What do I do? This could also be some frustrations within a friend group or an organization, right? Because you're going to have the Mars Pluto, the second opposition, I believe, on January 3rd. And that's going to be between your 5th and 11th houses. So listen, if there's been tension in the groups that you associate yourself with, it could be coming to a head. You could be feeling that. That's going to be very evident. Mars and Pluto, like that's a lot of energy. You're going to feel that. But you've had Mercury in your 3rd house, so you have been learning how to communicate, Libra. You have been learning how to communicate. You've been doing a lot of communicating, a lot of talking, a lot of back and forth. You have the Knight of Cups clarifying all of your guiding cards. Mark each day's in with gratitude. And the Knight of Cups here. All right, let's get into it. What else for the week? You have the 10 of Wands. That's that self-sacrificing. What else? You have the Sun. That's Leo energy. That's where Mars is also retrograde. That's your 11th house. Some of you have been doing this in your like friendships, your friendship circles, right? 7th house is anything one-on-one, any of our one-on-one relationships, even if they involve a contract. What else here? The 6 of Cups. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of you could really be looking back. Okay, let's tie this together. Before I even get the next things, a lot of you could be looking back on childhood and seeing how it started there. This is for some of you, okay? How you had to take on a lot, okay? More than you were ready to, or take on a lot of other people's burdens. Some of you took on the burdens of a mother or father or a parental figure or something like that, and you carried that habit on through life, on in your life. Okay, so this South node in your 1st house, North node in your 7th house was really trying to balance shit out in your relationships. You were over giving. Period. Okay, I'm speaking to Libra here, and I'm looking at a Libra rising chart. You were over giving. And then a habit could have been formed where you were made to feel like, well, this is what you're supposed to do. But you have Jupiter that's been in your 9th house. It's been changing your mind. It's been expanding how you view life and those concepts that govern your life, which could have been implemented through childhood, right? It's those things, it's like those sayings, right? Those traditions that you just kind of fall into. And with a new moon happening in your 4th house, well, you're creating new ones. You're creating new traditions. All right, what's the next thing to happen here for Libra this week? Next thing to happen is the Queen of Wands and the 3 of Wands. I really like that. Exactly. Creating a new experience, like you're more confident. And you could be around with the North Node having been in your 7th house for so long, and it's really about to move to your 6th house. It's been moving your relationships around. So hopefully you are around, or you're getting closer to being around the right people. You know what I'm saying? To being in a relationship with the right people who support you, who don't take advantage of you, who don't play that over giving stuff and allowing you to do that, who do their equal share. They handle theirs, you know? What's the guidance here? Dang, the ring is blowing up. What is going on the ring app? Okay. Your guidance is the Death card. That's your second house as well. Give me one more on that Death card for my Libras. It's the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, and the Eight of Cups. I feel like, okay, I feel like this new moon in Capricorn is freeing for you. A lot of you, right? Because Libra, Pluto left your fourth house. Pluto has left your fourth house. You were or are still a generational curse breaker. And this feels like, with the Death card and the Page of Pentacles, like you can finally, like I'm seeing somebody do, you can finally do this, baby. You can finally walk away and be free from this, from healing this part of things, right? Which really had to do with family, your bloodline, your legacy, your childhood. You know, I think now for you guys, Pluto in this fifth house, I hope will lighten things up for you guys and give you a better, more light life experience, because I feel like that's what the universe wants you to have, like wants to gift to you. But first you had to be around the right people who were not going to keep creating this heaviness in your life. Oh, you gotta slave for them, you gotta overgive, you gotta do that, you gotta do, you know. So I pray, like I hope that is giving you a lighter experience, or it will, over the next 20 years while Pluto is in the fifth house. All right, what's the wild card for my Libras? Ooh. It says, consider the advice of a friend, but make your own decision. Remember I said now there could be some pressure mounting between you and friends, or you in a certain group. That's going to be, I feel like this is specifically speaking about the Mars-Pluto opposition, which I believe is going to take place January 3rd. So we're in it. All right. So that says, consider the advice of a friend, but make your own decision. We are all in that. Remember, following our intuition. Okay. We have to know what that feels like. And it does not feel like overthinking. That is not your intuition. If you have to overthink it, that is not your intuition. Okay. That's what I have for you, Libra. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I pray these messages find you well. If you're catching the playback, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. I don't bite. I can't even see while I'm doing the live. I don't think I can see who likes it. Okay. So if that's your thing, I can't even see who likes it. All right. But I appreciate it nonetheless. All right. We got Scorpio and Sagittarius left to go, because I started with Capricorn because it's their birthday. Alrighty. Give me a sec. Let me get the chart up for Scorpio, which I know you guys can't see the chart because I'm streaming live from YouTube, so it won't let me share my screen. Scorps. This new moon is going to be taking place in your third house, okay? Where Pluto is gone, honey. It is our first new moon in the third house without Pluto there for some time. Woo! So this is like a renewed mind, Scorpio. Pluto is not there weighing the mind down, having you obsess over things that are like that keep you stuck from actually acting on things. So with this new moon in your third house, like there is a new mindset that is coming forth for you. There's a new way of connecting with people. For those of you who have online communities, this is that. A new way of connecting, a new way of engaging, a new community altogether, taking a new course, a new neighborhood. Okay. New networks. That's what I'm hearing with this. New networks, new skills. Okay, opening yourself up to new skills, new possibilities, new ways to make money, Scorpio. All right, let's get your new moon card. You also have, now listen, now let's talk about some challenges that could arise at the time of the new moon, right? Because Chiron is direct at the time of the new moon, which is tomorrow. It's on the 30th, but I'm recording this on the 29th, and Chiron is already direct. It's in the 6th house for you guys. This could be wounding around having autonomy over the direction of your everyday life, which for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down. For a lot of you, it's work. Okay. Being your own boss. How many of you have become entrepreneurs, have thought about that, have been pushed to do that? Okay. Being the boss of your everyday life, there is wounding around that, though. There are insecurities that you have around that. Okay. To be able to like navigate your own life, be the boss of your own life, your own time. So be mindful of that wounding. I'm not saying that to scare you or say, oh, don't do it because that wounding is going to come up. No, do it, but be aware that that wounding is going to come up. But Chiron has been retrograde long enough that we got some tools to deal with this. All right. Your new moon card, give your creativity the space it needs to flourish. Okay. So some of you, this is, I'm really thinking that you guys are coming up with new ideas, okay, to connect with people, and I think to help you make money. Okay, because you had Mercury retrograde in your 2nd house of resources, of how you're going to bring that in, and now Mercury's direct there. So now they're working in tandem. Now they're working together. What new ways? What different ways? You got Jupiter in the 8th house. Is more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, what other avenues can you take? Okay, and you've had Mars retrograde in your 10th house. There has been some frustration or some reevaluation as to the direction of your life, or where you thought you would be compared to where you are, type of thing. And that's not to shame you or anything, but that's what's going on with Mars retrograde in the 10th house. Okay, you have Hod here with tell the truth. Okay, you have Mercury again in your 2nd house. What do you really want? Do you want more? Are you being honest about what you want to earn, what you want for yourself, how you want things to grow, how you want your career to grow, how you want your public image to grow? Okay, you have Venus in your 4th house right now in Aquarius, and that is in a square to Uranus in your 7th house. I'm hearing let your freak flag fly. Venus in the 4th house. You're different. That's okay. Now, what you must be comfortable doing, I feel, is showing that, being okay with people seeing that, and then not controlling their reaction to you. Uranus in your 7th house. Scorpio, okay, we've not had that control over people, and we like to have control. But Uranus in the 7th house, it's just not that. Okay, 4 of Wands in reverse here, but I think that's purposeful for you because it doesn't matter. Like, let people surprise you with their actions, right? Or reactions, but you stay true to you. That should not change how authentic you are showing up, right? Oh, well, they don't like this. Let me tweak that. Well, they don't like that. You're going to be tweaking forever. Okay, you got the 4 of Wands in reverse here. 2 of Pentacles in the Chariot. I think also with Pluto, I think being out of the 3rd house, this is about stabilizing now. I think, Scorpio, you want stabilization. You want that. With Chiron going direct in your 6th house, hear me out. I feel like this is going to help you out by triggering you. It's going to bring up those triggers about you feeling insecure about being autonomous in your everyday life, having authority over what you do, like having a say over what you do, right? Like, I feel like a lot of you want to be entrepreneurs or want to have that bit, but there is a fear of being able to like handle that or maintain that, right? And that's going to require, right, North Node in the 6th house, you have to be out there more. You got to put yourself out there more. You have, regardless of how you look, because South Node in the 12th house is like, you're comfortable being in the shadows. You're comfortable being in your subconscious mind and just kind of playing around there and being up in the spiritual realm. But it's time to bring that down. It's time to bring it down to earth. It's time to ground that energy. And that's how you're going to create the stability that you want. Okay, so you're going to have to lean into your fear of having autonomy over your everyday life, or being a sovereign being, right? Because that could be something with, I think, Chiron, especially being an Aries, right, in your 6th house. Like, for a lot of you, this is pushing you to have more autonomy, be an entrepreneur, have more of a say-so in your everyday life. All right, what else this week for Scorpio? I'm on Scorpio, guys, and I'm going to be ending with Sag. I started with Capricorn. You have the 2 of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups. I'm hearing that song, what makes you different? I don't even know the rest. I just know that line, what makes you different. And I feel like that's super important for you, Venus, in your 4th house. All right, you have the 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, excuse me, and okay, let me just get that message out. The trigger, they're saying, with Chiron in the 6th house for you, you got to be confident about the life you're creating, even if it doesn't look like anybody else's life around you, right? You have been given a vision, a certain vision. This is why I say you can't follow someone else's dream, because they have been given a very specific dream for themselves. They have the vibrational, signature to go along with it. They have the feels to go along with it. You've been given something. Everybody might not see it because it wasn't given to them. It's not going to make them get excited like it excites you. So you can't look for that in other people. You can't look for that validation of, okay, I'm on the right path. With Aries in this Chiron North Node in the 6th house, you are trekking the path yourself. Aries is the first sign. It is the beginning. So you might be trekking a path that has not been paved yet. You're paving it. So there, I get the triggering there. So just be mindful that could come up. It could be, I'm hearing, what am I doing? What am I doing? So you could be hearing, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? Like, there could be insecurities. Listen, I'm a Scorpio rising. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Chiron in the 6th house is not my first time feeling that. Am I doing this right? I don't know what to say. Is it this? I don't know. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. The right people will come. Just stay true to you. All right. What's the next thing to happen here? And open up to new ways of doing things. Try new things. Okay. You have the Empress here. Oh, I love it. That's the next thing to happen. The Empress. And what's the guidance? We're going to get some clarification on the Empress. The Magician. That's right. Have fun. Try the new things. Okay, have fun. Break the traditions. Create new ones. The Magician and the 10 of Pentacles. You're creating new traditions. You really are. Pluto just went into your 4th house. We cannot ignore that. Traditions will not be the same. Okay, I keep telling y'all, your bloodline will not be the same. Scorpio, you have got to trust yourself with this. You have got to trust yourself. Because I'm telling you, you could be looking for validation outside of yourself, but in not getting it, you have got to trust yourself. It's purposeful that you're not getting outside validation, because you're not always going to get that. But is that going to stop you from making moves in your life? Okay. What's Scorpio's wild card? What's Scorpio's wild card? Spirit. Okay. Park your negative thoughts and work only with the positive. Baby, when I tell you, that's what I've been doing. That is what I have been doing. Okay, Chiron has been Chironing. And all of those things that I mentioned, I have already been experiencing. Please trust yourself, Scorpio. Okay, the things that we're doing, we might not have ever seen in our bloodline, right? Pluto's at 0 degrees, 1 degree, excuse me, in our 4th house. We're creating new traditions for our bloodline. We're trying some new shit out, right? We're trying some new stuff out. And we just have to have faith because we've got a feeling. We've got a feeling that it's going to work. All right. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. I love you. I pray these messages find you a help and heal. If you catch the playback, please hit the like button. Okay. Let's please get these likes up, guys. I really appreciate it. And I really enjoy doing these. Okay. So if you enjoy them, if you appreciate them, you can just show that by hitting the like button and engaging below. Okay. Subscribe if you feel called to. All right. Our last sign is going to be Sagittarius. All right, Saggy. I'm on the last sign, guys. I'm on Sagittarius. I started with Capricorn. I will come back and timestamp everything once the live has processed. All right, Sagittarius. You are having the new moon in your 2nd house. It is a financial house. It's also a house of self-worth. It's a house of your asset, what you have, what you own, okay? So there's a new start there. This could be as far as self-worth, or again, just your earning power. This could be something new that is coming in that you do to earn money, okay? Now you have Chiron also direct at the time of this new moon, and that's in your 5th house. So there could be some wounding coming up from childhood, some wounding surrounding self-expression, or some wounding when it comes to being independent, okay? Some insecurity, perhaps. All right, your card says every day is a new beginning. Every day is a new beginning. There could also be a healing opportunity between you and a friend, okay? Chiron direct in the 5th house with the North Node there. You and a child. I'm hearing bygones be bygones. Okay, you have Bridget here with you are a healer. Okay, and you've had Mercury in your 1st house for some time. It went retrograde there. So you've been very communicative. I feel like your relationships have been trying to grow with Jupiter in the 7th house there. Mars has been retrograde in your 9th house. So there's been a lot of changes in how you view life. And I feel like this new moon in your 2nd house helps to boost your self-esteem. Helps your confidence a lot. King of Swords here, yeah. You stop, it's something about questioning yourself, stopping you from questioning yourself all the time. What else this week? You have the Ace of Pentacles. Look at that, new moon in the 2nd house. That's a money house. And you have the Ace of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles. Listen, you could have healed and the Devil here. So this could be something, a fresh start, like you paid off something is done, or you get a new start in finances. You get offered a new opportunity that boosts your finances. Clarify the Devil. Oh, I think it's because Pluto is gone out of your 2nd house. Yep, the 6 of Wands here. There's a reward coming in that 2nd house. There's a reward now that Pluto is gone and transform your finances, your assets, your self-worth. This new moon here is the first one that we're having in a long time without Pluto being in the house of Capricorn. There is a reward coming there in that 2nd house. Something is going to pay off. What is the next thing to happen here for Sagittarius? It's the 2 of Swords. So there's a decision coming up. Can you give me more information on that? the Ace of Cups. Ooh, and the Six of Cups here. I think you're going to have a decision to, there's a couple things happening here for you this week. This is, I think, unrelated to what I just talked about as far as the money. The Ace of Cups and Two of Swords. With the Six of Cups, I do feel like there's an opportunity for reconciliation when it comes to a friend or a child, or healing something from your childhood, healing something for your inner child. Okay. So you're going to have a choice for that. It is totally up to you. Totally up to you. Clarify the guidance. The World in reverse. So yeah, there's unfinished business that is coming up, and you're being advised to deal with it head on, close it out. Whether you decide to forgive or remain friends, or forgive and still part ways. Clarify. Six of Swords in reverse again. So you have the World in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse as your guidance. We're not running from this, so we got to handle whatever this unfinished business is, right? Wheel of Fortune, or it's going to keep spinning the block on you. It's going to keep coming back around. So if this is a conversation that you've been avoiding with someone, with a friend, let's see, Mars Pluto opposition for you guys is going to be between your 9th and 3rd houses. So this could be something that is long distance. This could be like a long distance communication, or again, this could be having a conversation with someone who y'all have different viewpoints. Y'all see life differently. So this could be something that's coming to a head. All right. And again, with the Two of Swords and the Ace of Cups being the next thing to happen, there is a decision. Like there's a choice to forgive something, to reconcile something, or to like part ways. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. The Tower in reverse. Bottom of the deck, the Page of Swords. It's time to have that conversation. So a couple things happening for you guys at once that I feel like are unrelated to each other, but everything's always connected, right? Okay, let me end with your wild card, Sag. Wild card for Sagittarius. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yo, this is like the 5th time I saw this card today. It says your inner voice is not always right. Your inner voice is not always right. Give me one more. I'm going to clarify that for you guys. You've had Mercury in your 1st house. Clarify. Okay. It's the 7 of Pentacles in reverse here. And the Sun on the bottom of the deck. For things that come up from the past that are coming into your energy to ask for forgiveness or whatever this is, I think the test is, how does that thing make you feel? Like, does it make you question yourself? Because remember, this is all being triggered by the new moon in Capricorn in your 2nd house of self-worth. So do these things challenge your self-worth, or do they support it? And it's as simple as that. Do these people, places, things, habits challenge or support your self-worth? The new self-worth, okay? So that's what I have for you guys. That's what I have for everyone. I want to try to do these more. We'll see. Please, guys, hit the like button. Please hit the like button on the playback here. And once the video processes, I will do timestamps. All right. I appreciate you guys. I pray that all of these messages find you well, help, and heal. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.